So officially, I'm going to give you the spotlight. Welcome to Elevate and Dommenate.
All right.
I'll take you if you wanna go.
Welcome to the Trap BOOTCAMP podcast. I am your girl, Kawanna OJD Lewis, aka Mistress Priscilla.
Woo! And I am Sam Silver, also known as Mistress Odessa.
Mistress Odessa. As you can see, we have changed a few things. We have decided to change the name of the podcast.
Yes, we have. So, wicka.
Yes. Wicka. New shit.
Right. So, welcome to
Elevate and
Dommenate.
Yes, indeed. This is not the first episode. This is just the introduction episode and a closeout episode for our last podcast, which was the Trap BOOTCAMP podcast. This is almost like the culmination of almost a year of work of us together.
Exactly.
We started on the Kinks and Cookies, the finale oh God, can I talk? The finale episode. And what I'm excited is about it. We've been consistent.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. And it's been, I would say, one of the most amazing years working with you consistently, girl. And as you guys will find out, stepping into our power.
That's right. Stepping into our power is going to be the theme of the year.
Yep.
I'm really excited because, with my past, I'm writing a book right now and I'm sharing a lot of stuff in my past. And it's like sometimes you don't want to tell people stuff about yourself because you feel like they're going to judge you. But my past as a phone sex operator really helped me to step into my confidence when I met men.
Yep.
It made me feel a little bit more like I had something that other women didn't have. Mm-hmm. And it was something that, every now and then I'm going to tell y'all, I got a few dollars from it. Okay. And I'm not lying. Okay. A few dollars will roll through on them little phone calls. So, and it's not anything to be ashamed of.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all. And if you guys have been watching our show, we have kind of touched on it a few times, but that's really how we connected outside of fitness,
Yes.
Her being a sexy phone operator, lucky y'all who had the number. And I was blessed to be able to go into the world of BDSM and work as a professional dominatrix for a little bit. And we just not only clicked with fitness and shit talking and hanging out by the pool, but
yeah. And I'm excited about the show.
Yes.
For so many things, you know what I mean? There's so many things that I feel that I'm more comfortable sharing with people as opposed to the past. I feel like the level of judgment is a little different because we all have a messed up past.
Of course.
We've all done some shit that we're not proud of or that we're ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of anything that I've done. No. And I no longer regret my past because everything has made me a more confident person. Exactly. Everything has made me a more business-like person. Yep. It allowed me to connect with myself and others a little bit better.
Yeah, and I completely agree. That's something, I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but the things that we really discovered about ourselves, how we present ourselves. I like to not only use the cueing for fitness, but in life, tits up, confidence.
I like it.
And I know we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I'm just glad that as women, we both got to have our crazy lives and we get to share it together.
Yes.
And, even more openly talk about sex.
Even more, you know what I mean? And we've decided that, the idea of this show is not to be raunchy. You know what I mean? So anybody that's afraid to step in and find a little bit more about themselves, this show ain't for you. Unfortunately, it ain't for you. And that's okay. There's so many podcasts out there. You can go listen to them.
Yeah.
But we personally are not holding back anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? It's 2023 and it's time to step into your full power, every aspect of who you are.
Yep.
And we've shared a lot about ourselves over the years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? This year we're going to share even more. Soon I'm going to do an interview on our girl here so you can learn a little bit more about her sexy past. And just, in the next few episodes, you guys are going to see more. So please come on back and tell us about your sexy time.
Yeah, I think that will be a perfect first episode.
Yeah.
I will interview her for half and she's going to interview me for the other half. And we're just going to get deep, you know what I mean? And have some real conversation. And everything ain't about to get deep. Y'all better start, listen. Get ready. We need to come up with like a little bell every time we say something dirty.
Oh, it needs to sound like a whip.
As you can see, also on the Kinks and Cookies episode, Sam gave me a gift. And I've had it for a year. And I don't know if my clients have noticed, but every time I train them, it's always behind me.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. No one's ever said anything, but you know what? It's here today.
Bring it out, girl.
Bring it
out. Show them what it's about.
So this is the whip that she gave me last year.
Yes. So officially, I'm going to give you the spotlight. Welcome to Elevate and Domminate.
All right. So this is going to be my first feat of domination.
First feat, girl? Of the day.
Of the day.
Of the day.
Of the day. All right. Here we go.
Head high, tits up.
Head high, tits up. I'm going to see. I don't know if it's going to snap, but she's over there, so it ain't snapping.
We're really far away.
All right. Here we go.
Oh boy, y'all are in for a treat.
Y'all better get ready. Uh-oh, there's some guys out there. Y'all
Y'all
better get ready. Wait, now they can't come here while we're doing this.
Oh no.
They gotta wait.
Oh no.
Hi. We're taping a show. We're almost done. We'll be done in like 30 minutes. We have the lineup. Sorry.
It was 30 minutes.
So yes, we are located at the 24 in Canoga Park. What is this, Winnetka? And we're doing our podcast here, and somebody just walked in. So
someone just walked in.
Yeah,
asking if they can play.
Hell no, you can't play. See that? You see how we just dominated that situation?
You can play for pay.
That's right, baby. You don't get to come here and watch us do this for free. Go to the podcast.
And then you can watch it for free there.
Exactly. So let's see here. We really don't have a good organization today. What we're really doing is just kind of like bringing you guys in and feeling you out. We did have what we are going to be connecting to today's show is a great interview with Alla Kaluzhny. Okay, she is an author and psychologist. Spiritual psychologist.
Yeah.
And she gave us some predictions for the new year.
Yeah. Prescriptions.
Oh yeah, my goodness.
Prescriptions,
because this is some real stuff. Yeah. You know, she's been training for over 25 years, and I'm really excited for you guys to see what Alla has to share, okay? Yes. She has a new book called Turning the Pages, and we will be interviewing her later on in the show. So we'll just go ahead and go in and out of that interview, and then we'll come back and kind of chat with you guys, all right?
So enjoy, and as we just mentioned, we will be interviewing each other very soon. So if you have any questions for either of us,
drop a comment.
Yeah, fuck it. Just let us know.
DM us, drop a comment, email us, all of that. All right.
Well, thank you so much for this lovely introduction. I am thrilled to be here on your last show at 2022. This is very exciting. I feel very honored to come here and to talk about whatever is going to happen in 2023, talk about the book, talk about spiritual psychology, and just in general to have a very nice conversation.
Awesome.
So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to your home. I am absolutely thrilled. I was looking forward to it.
I knew once we had spoke online, Alla and we came in Toastmasters at the same exact time, right? And we have a stickler. We have a wonderful stickler who helps us with so many things in Toastmasters. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes. We have two.
We have two. But she helped us so much. And I think Alla she was speaking one day, and she was speaking about her book. And she was talking about, spiritual psychology. You were speaking about like past lives and stuff. And I was like, I got so excited. I was like, oh my God, like she knows this kind of stuff. I want to get her on the podcast. I immediately was like, I need to get you on my podcast. Like, so I'm really excited to have you here and just learn a little bit more about what you do. I'm so open-minded, and I'm just really interested to know exactly what spiritual psychology is. Can you explain that to me?
Well, spiritual psychology is something that combines our emotional intelligence, our physical intelligence, our intellectual. This is all combined in our spiritual intelligence, and spiritual psychology is actually it's a psychology of the spirit. That's what you can explain. It's what unites us. Spiritual psychology is what unites us. When I was at School of Spiritual Psychology as a student there at University of Santa Monica, we had people of all ages, of all creeds, of all religions, of all beliefs. Somehow we all went along together. We didn't have any problems. It was such an amazing time when I was in spiritual psychology education. It's a soul-centered education. They call it soul-centered education.
Soul-centered. I didn't even know they taught that in schools, honestly.
Not in psychology. I have a BA in psychology, and I
never heard. Man, no.
See, there is a person-centered education and soul-centered education.
Yeah.
So usually psychology talks about our behaviors and our psyche, but this is much bigger. It's on a different level of consciousness. It's a spiritual psychology. I know you're surprised, because when I heard about spiritual psychology 20 years ago, I was as shocked as you were right now. I never heard about it. And before that, I graduated Institute of Marriage and Family Therapy. I have master's in marriage and family therapy. I'm also graduated Hypnosis Motivation Institute, which is in Tarzana, as a certified hypnotherapist. But when the School of Spiritual Psychology came to my life, I was as shocked as you are right now.
Amazing. So I have a question. With the hypnotherapy, have you been able to utilize that for yourself? Like, do you utilize that? Because I met a hypnotherapist a couple months ago. His name is Jim Lutz. And he hypnotized me and a group of people at this event. Oh, yeah. And, I'm really baffled on it. You know what I mean? Because it was like I felt like I was voluntary. It wasn't doing anything that he wasn't telling me to do. It was just so weird. I didn't understand how I felt commanded to do what he was telling me to do. In my mind, before I went up there, I was like, I'm not doing anything he says, And so when I got up there, I think he had us hold a position, and he tapped on my head and did all these things. And then he was like, go to sleep. And I went to sleep and I couldn't get my body up. I was like, so strange. But he said that basically people that are intellectual, they tend to do it a little easier because we know how to direct our attention. And so can you explain how does that work?
Well, I don't know whatever he did that made you to fall asleep. I don't do this kind of things.
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep. He touched my head and I leaned forward, but my brain wouldn't let me sit up.
Okay. I went to Hypnosis Institute many years ago, 25 years ago. And that was one of the greatest programs, because what I learned from there about human behavior, human psychology, it was a great school. I was not really particularly interested in doing what this hypnotist was doing. I learned how to hypnotize myself. And to me, self-hypnosis was the most valuable and still one of the most valuable tools that I learned how to hypnotize myself. Self-hypnosis is, and of course I practice it, but I did not go into practice to do it with other people.
What are some of the values of hypnosis and of hypnotizing yourself?
Hypnosis is not something magical or mysterious. We are in hypnosis a lot of times during the day. When we go to sleep, before we fall asleep, we're in a state of hypnosis. When we wake up, before we get up, we're in a state of hypnosis. When we drive in the car and kind of wondering, this is hypnotic state. So we are in and out of hypnosis day in and day out. When we say, oh, look at you, you're daydreaming, you're in hypnosis.
Wow. Would it be similar to, or in connection with like the flow state that sometimes people experience, like when you drive home and you're like, oh, I'm already home, and like,
yes,
so
exactly.
Cool.
That's the we are in a state of hypnosis. It's the state when we completely aware, but at the same, the part of us is kind of checking out.
Yeah, interesting.
You know what? Hold 1 second. I want to make sure I'm doing something right. I forgot. I didn't put the other. That's okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so I wanted to ask you a few questions here. Let's do this one.
Okay, so moving a little bit away from hypnosis, what if remembering your past lives can help you heal inside out? So yeah, how does remembering your past life help you heal?
This is how it worked for me. When I started remembering, and when I started remembering, when memories came to me and I started writing them down or exploring them, that started the healing process from inside out, because everything is inside. Mm-hmm. All the memories are, especially past life memories, are on our cell level. Mm-hmm. And as we started remembering, it's like opening the bottle and letting the charge out. Mm. This is how it worked. And that works with any memories. You know, you probably heard about repressed memories a lot. People repress and they don't remember what happened to them in childhood or whatever. Some kind of traumatic situation happened and people repressed. So, but memory does not go away. It repressed. It goes in the body. Mm. Our body remembers.
Yes.
And then once we learn how to open it up, this is how we heal inside out.
Was it difficult the first time? Like when you were going into it, was it difficult to get it the first time, or how long did it take you?
I'll give you an example about the past life that happened to me while I was in meditation at University of Santa Monica. We were at practicum in Palm Springs. And I had one particular question that I needed to get the answer for. So in meditation, we had 20 minutes meditation. And I kept asking my higher self, I said, why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? And my higher self, you can't, because I wanted to see, you know, there's a clairvoyance, people who see colors and pictures. I can't up until now. So I was asking this question, and my voice inside myself, you can, because I'm protecting you. And I said, protecting from what? And instead of the answer verbally, I started feeling heat. Coming from the bottom of my feet. The heat was coming up and it was so intense. And I felt I was on fire. So it happened in a split second. It's not like a movie for the, hour and a half. It happened in a split second when I was burning, and I knew that because something happened to me, I was burned at the stake.
Whoa. In your past?
In my past.
Wow.
And whatever happened before I was burned at the stake, my consciousness or subconscious was trying to protect me from being hurt again. That's why it did not let me to see what I wanted to see so stubbornly.
When you were able to see it, was it something that you needed to get past? Like, I mean, because it was a past life, but it's still something that your body was still, experiencing. So was it something that you had to get past so that you could see these colors and everything?
I still cannot see the colors.
Really?
It's still not. I have different abilities. I know things, but seeing, it's not everybody can see it. Well, not everybody can be an artist. Everyone can draw a house and a sun.
But it doesn't mean that they're artists. That's
right. So when that happened, I was shaken. I was frantic. I raised my arm and I raised my hand and I asked my teachers what's going on. And he was like, "Oh, that was your past life."
Welcome back. We are here at our new podcast. What is it called, Sam?
Elevate and Dominate.
Elevate and Dominate. And today's episode, of course, is about the new show. We also interviewed Alla Kaluzhny, and she is going to be giving us our future predictions for the podcast.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. And we want to first get into a few things. Now, we sat down and we came up with a few main reasons why we have decided to change the name of the podcast. So I'm gonna go through my list and then you can go to your list, okay?
Yeah.
So I'll do one, you do one.
Okay.
Perfect. And we'll just kind of shoot them off, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Reason number one.
Oh,
you are all a bit kinky and you're introverted, extroverted, and you need to be around the right people.
Absolutely. And with that being said, I think it's perfect for me to add, if you are tired of hiding your real self, your full self, and you've ever felt judged, That's right. And if you have given some narcissistic asshole your life and now you're tired of his shit and you want your power back, this show's for you. Let's just pause on that one for a second. Actually, even better, if you found ways to say no or are looking for ways to say fuck off, we're here for that as well.
That's right. If you are complex, you can't seem to find people like you to be around for a long period of time, people that you really don't like. I mean, this one, I don't mind being around her. I got other friends that I don't mind being around too, but
yeah, I'm obsessed.
I don't mind being around you for a long time, girl. Not at all.
If you've ever felt alone or wanted to be alone after you go out or when you're out, I know I kind of go through that again, with the exception of like times like these. You got to find your crew.
I went out last night by myself. We'll talk about that later. If you're looking for a group of non-judgmental crazy bitches to kick it with.
Hey. Oh, man, and we're going to bring that up a little bit later, too, because you guys, we will be going out, and we want you to come and meet with us.
Yes. We got some good stuff happening this year. Ooh.
Oh, and then, it's so funny, because we're totally on the same page. Another part for me really loving that we're moving in a same direction, but a little bit different niche, if you will, whatever. If you miss getting dolled up, or miss that bad bitch you used to see or feel in the mirror or morning,
Yes. I told her, she looked at me like, oh, what? I did that? But she was saying about how it is to just be sexy. When I was getting ready for the podcast, I was like, I like dressing up for the podcast. Yes. I'm usually in all fitness clothes. I mean, I got fitness clothes on under here, but it's something about like this. It's something about it. And I'm feeling it. Like, I'm gonna have different outfits, please. I'm not gonna have the fishnet every week. I'm gonna find something more sexy, but I don't really have that many sexy lingerie. I don't have that. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen.
The history on my computer right now. Like, I'll just show you like really, really fast. Let's just see here. Not that one, but I've got all the like different. Girl.
Oh my goodness. Listen, this year we're going to have some great affiliate codes for you as well. If you're interested in getting yourself together and you want to do some stuff for your show, if you're interested in getting yourself together and you want to do something, get a nice little outfit, we are going to have some great affiliate codes for you.
Okay. I don't know. Please hold.
Hold on one second. Hey, is it possible? We're almost done. We're shooting a show here. Is it possible for you guys to wait for about 10 minutes? Excuse me?
Everybody wants
like,
to
I know you see me. I know you see me making
today.
a show. Like, what the hell? Okay.
This is not safe for work. Sorry, kids.
Yeah, we're and listen, we have a facility, a podcast facility, but we want to do something really bright and tasteful for you. But you know what? Coming soon, you guys look forward to a new podcast studio we will be in, and we're gonna get some help this year. I think that's gonna be the key to our success is delegating. And I think that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about in the show. But before we do that, let's get back to this list of things and reasons why
Tell me more.
We changing the name of the podcast. Okay. You are bored as fuck on a Friday night and you have a date with your vibrator and you just want to eat some fucking dark chocolate and put your feet up and not do anything for anybody but yourself.
And you know what? That normally happens to me on like a casual Tuesday. So the date with the vibrator.
I have not set a date with my vibrator. You know what? Actually, the other night, I'm not gonna lie. The other night I was like, I have not ejaculated, I guess that's the word. I ain't came in a long time. And I haven't even been worried about it. I have not even worried about it. That means I'm happy. Because there's been some moments where I'm like, oh, I need to come.
Did she just say ejaculate?
I don't ejaculate, huh? You know.
Well, I mean, we'll get into that another
We'll get into it. We better try to wrap it up soon because they're going to walk in here. They want to see our little sexy asses. They want to see it.
Okay,
my goodness. Okay, your reason why. Go ahead, girl.
I think we've already kind of mentioned it, but just being around females that you feel you can trust, you know, like you kind of mentioned it earlier, but I was talking to someone about it last night. I love openly talking about sex, and some people just automatically assume there's something that you're looking for or that you're putting out for, and it's not about that. It's just about sharing experiences. And honestly, if you want to go out there and talk about sex and that's what you're after, that's fine too.
Hold on, yeah. But you know what? It's funny because that's like another little thing that makes me laugh, like, because my sisters and like my kids, like whenever I talk about sex, they like, ugh. But like, you know what? Like, I'm a grown human being. I'm a grown up. I know
How do you think y'all got here?
Exactly. Like, what are you ewing for? Like, I'm not, you know, it's nothing wrong with it. Our sexuality is a part of us. This is our 360. Who, baby, I'm giving all of me.
Yes.
Giving all of me this year. So don't get mad. You know what I mean? And for my kids and my family, those are like, oh, here she go. Trying to be dirty. Like, that ain't the point of this.
No. And you know, it's okay to be dirty, but you know what? The more openly we talk about it, I feel we're, as women, and you know, actually, I guess any pronoun, you know, whatever.
Right. Them,
it's
they,
all about
their.
learning how to be comfortable with what you want, knowing how far you're willing to go or not willing to go. And again, just that word no. Making sure that people know when you say it, you mean it.
Exactly. Like these people waiting outside, you don't have to wait. Like, that's how that's going to go.
Yeah. Plus, they're like, you know.
They're young, and they don't need to be in here hearing what we talking about anyway. You know what I mean?
Like, we're trying to educate.
Exactly. And it ain't for you.
Educate. We're trying to, like,
right.
We don't necessarily need to educate these youngins.
Okay, so another reason why we are changing the name is because, let me see here, this one. You want people to know you are a badass when you walk into the gym for the first time. We want to empower those women that don't feel like they know what they're doing when they walk in the gym. We want you to walk in there, step up to that rack where all the men are, and bend over and start your deadlifts, girl.
Ooh.
Like, do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And you're lifting heavy.
And you ain't got to give them nothing. It's just about being confident and liberated in the moment. Yeah?
Absolutely. Yep. Go on.
Okay. I want to share that you might want to elevate your confidence to step on stage for an NPC bikini competition. This is something that I did years ago. It changed my entire life. It changed the way that I present myself. And that might be some of your dreams out there. So in my Elevate segment, I am definitely going to be giving you information to help you elevate yourself and your confidence and step into that arena. It's nothing like it. Don't be afraid.
Yep, absolutely. And then I know, so I also will have a small segment as well. I'm talking about dominating, not necessarily in the bedroom, but also in the bedroom. But just, again, like elevating and dominating. So not only walking into the gym, maybe going to the gym, but walking outside of your fucking front door and feeling like the boss bitch that we know you are.
That's right.
And that you know you are just deep down inside. We just got to bring it out.
That's right.
Bring it out of you.
So we're going to get back to another portion of this interview with Alla.
Yep.
Check it out. She's going to be talking more about her book in this portion of the interview. So listen very closely because she has some really interesting facts that would help you as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Stay tuned.
And so is the book that Turning the Pages also came from, it's a very nice title of the book, but there is a reason for this title because it came from the dream.
From that exact dream?
From the another dream. From a dream. I mean, a literal dream. That in the dream, I had my husband presented me with a book. And he said, this is a book of your past lives. I made it for you. And when I started turning the pages, I could not open them. They were fused. They were stuck together. So this book is about opening my pages that were my husband gave me.
Wow. That's awesome. So do you feel coming face to face with your past life is healing?
Yes, it is healing. It uncovered so many memories.
Wow. Are there certain steps that you took to open that for yourself? And then is that accessible to people that aren't really studying spiritual psychology?
Yes, there are steps definitely available and accessible, maybe not to the extent that I went, but following and listening to your intuition, listening to the voice that's inside of you tells you something. Being mindful, journaling, that really helps. I describe, and many of us have deja vu experiences. When we are in a place, oh my God, I feel like I've been here before. Deja vu is a good indication that could have been memory from past life. And instead of ignoring it, it's good to write it down because we have a tendency to forget.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless it's something striking, like the being on fire, that kind of.
Immediately, right?
Right.
So what was...
But there are other ones that really we let it go, but it's good to write it down. So journaling, listening to the voice, quieting the mind, those are very good tools just to start paying attention. Not only when we're on a traffic light, but paying attention to what's going on inside of ourselves.
Do you feel like because that just happened to me recently where I had deja vu and I was on the phone with someone and I was like, I know like what's going to happen next. Like it was so weird. And so would you say when that is coming up, there's a reason why your past life is trying to come out in that moment? Or is it just trying to be like, what's up? Like, I don't really know how to ask that question, but like.
Well, I don't know if it was a past life, but there's definitely the something calling your attention.
Yeah.
To pay attention to something.
Yeah.
And that's what you notice what happened, and you're talking about it right now. So it's still in your memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to I would suggest you just to write down what happened, when it happened, and see what happens afterwards. Because there are so many times when I had something and I maybe wrote down a couple of words, or even a dream. I just write a couple of words, but then later on it reveals itself. Nothing unfolds, no, it takes time.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
But when you have it written down, it's much easier to go back and compare the notes.
What in you told you, I'm going to create a novel style book or a book like this? What said, I'm going to full out, what was it that made you not procrastinate? You know what I mean? What stepped you forward and said, you know what, I'm going to do this for sure?
Well, I procrastinated.
She's like, step one.
Definitely. But there was something inside of me that, first of all, I wanted to write about these experiences because they were more and more were coming. Mm-hmm. And when there were more, I felt like I need to write them down. I did not know it's going to turn out into the book, but I had the beginning. I had the dream of the book. Then I had memories, and I was always interested in past lives. I went to many workshops, many trainings. I went with Brian Weiss. I even went on a cruise with Brian Weiss.
Wow.
Because I really wanted to learn from him and be in his energy. So I went to Alaska cruise with Brian Weiss.
How was that?
And even have a picture. Oh, it was great. Oh my God, I loved it.
How many days was it?
It was a week. It was a 7-day cruise to Alaska. I believe 2013 or 2014. And this is when couple of past lives, more than couple, but at least one of them I wrote in the book, because during his regression therapy, when he was doing for the group, past lives came up and answers about it as well.
Wow. So over the years, I know it takes a lot of education. Over the years, what are some of the other things that you've done to enhance the learning that you've had? Like as far as like going, because you went to school for this, but do you go to other classes? Like, what are some of those things?
Yes, other classes, many other classes.
Oh, okay.
Many other classes. I have, I was in the University of Santa Monica that offered degree in spiritual psychology with consciousness, health, and healing. And this is where a lot of stuff came up. Learning the tools, how to work your own process, how to forgive yourself, what to pay attention to, how to write down. I was also volunteering for University of Santa Monica. I was about 15 years, I was a volunteer there.
Oh, wow.
So that really gave me a lot of education and tools that otherwise I wouldn't have.
That makes sense. So as far as the oracle cards, moving into that, I don't know if I told you my stage name is, they call me Oracle, is my stage name. So moving into the cards, what was it that drew you towards the cards? Because I know that when I went into like House of Intuition in certain places, before I bought my first set of cards, they told me that you're not supposed to get the cards until you feel that they've pulled you towards them. And I literally have a set of cards that I walked away from, and all of a sudden something was like, you need these cards. And I went back and I got them. And then they actually were tested. It said Children of Light, Sons of Light. And that was an organization back in my college years that I was a part of.
That's amazing.
And so it was like, what is this? Like, okay, so I've been using the cards, but I actually don't pick them up until I feel pulled to do that. Mm-hmm. So what was it in you that said, hey, the cards is the way that I express what I've learned?
Well, I love cards. I'm very passionate about cards. And one of my courses when I was at the University of Santa Monica, I was learning how to read tarot cards.
Oh, nice.
That was my choice. It was not their course, but we were free to choose whatever we want. And I was studying how to do it. So I was always pulled toward cards. Was huge interest in cards. I did not know why. But when I was writing the book, in one of the chapters, I found out why. Actually, more than one chapter. So I have connections to my past lifetimes, to cards. I was using them.
All right, so now that we are back, I'm so excited for us to get some predictions for the future of the podcast from spiritual psychologist and author Alla Kaluzhny. I'm getting that name right, girl. Her book is called Turning the Pages, and Alla is a fellow member of the Dynamic Speakers of Toastmasters with me. Yep. And we came in to Toastmasters on the same day. Last week, I had some time with her, and she did my past life reading and totally amazed me and reconnected me with some things that have been happening to me in my life. And so we had some time with her. I'm sure you're going to get some time with her on your own. I really think you should. If you are interested, stay tuned for her information, because she is the real deal. This isn't about being woo-woo, guru, none of that stuff. This is information that can help you in your future, can help you kind of connect some things that have been happening in your life. Like she connected me to Atlantis, and I'm also connected to the fact that I enjoy being in water all the time. Like I could completely submerge myself in water. And this year I'm going to take about the challenge of going to float and trying those those hyperbaric.
Yes, it's so funny. I knew that you were going to say that. Isn't Gemini a water sign? Is Gemini?
I don't know, but for some reason, I just want to be in water. Yeah. I had this dream, I was doing some quantum, quantum meditation, yes. And I had this vision of me being submerged in water and watching television like the whole day, like it was nothing, like my skin wasn't gonna get wrinkled or anything. Sure. So I feel like, hey, I'm a mermaid. We got our new power mermaids.
Yes, oh my God. Yes. Hashtag power mermaids.
Power mermaids.
Yes, I love it.
We are stepping into our power, and we have a little group chat that we're sending information to our fellow women that are stepping into their power for the year.
Yep.
And so power mermaids is something that we we're connecting with. I don't know how, I'll tell you why later, but I connected to Atlantis, and one of my other sisters connected to Atlantis, and somehow we're all sisters, and so that was the hashtag. Yeah. So hashtag power mermaids.
Yes, I love it because it's mystic. You can think of sirens, those sexy ladies who call you in. And I think they have their own superpower, and I love it. I don't know.
I love it too. Siren. Oh yeah. Yes. It does.
Mistress Siren. We gotta give that.
We gotta get a Mistress Siren. We have to find one. So if that's you out there, you need to connect to our group chat and follow. Yes. Go to our page and hit the link in the bio, and then you can add yourself to the family. Yeah. We're gonna have a newsletter that we'll be sending out. Okay, I understand. You want to be on TV?
I think we just found her.
Right. We have a newsletter that we are going to be, pushing out. Just a little information to kind of keep you guys on. We have a Patreon. We got a lot of stuff going on that we want to connect you with. Our affiliate codes. We just want to stay in close proximity of our power mermaids out there.
Oh, and potentially an OnlyFans.
Yes, OnlyFans. Now, don't think raunchy. Or think raunchy. I don't know.
You'll see. We'll let you know.
You know what? After we go ahead and let Alla give us these predictions, I kind of want to get into the fact of, I want you to expand a little bit about the power of being a Dom before we get out of this episode, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you after this.
See y'all in a minute.
I decided, I heard the webinar with a lady. I believe she's psychic. She does past life readings, and she developed a course. It calls Soul Coaching Oracle Card Readings. And I heard her. Her name is Denise Lynn. Mm-hmm. Lynn. Denise Lynn. And she inspired me in many ways. So I decided I'm going to take her course. And I just recently not graduated, but I got certified. I did over 100 readings, complimentary readings for people, because I needed to satisfy the requirements for certification. I had so much fun.
Yes.
Because I was meeting people on Zoom in South Africa, in New Jersey, in New York, in Sweden, everywhere. It was such a fun time, and I learned to absolutely adore these cards. So I'm using the cards, not by Denise, but by another teacher of mine. Her name is Colette Bayron Reed, and her cards are Enchanted Map.
Okay.
So we all need a map.
Yes, for sure. We definitely need a map right now.
I need to turn my pages.
And I need a map.
Yes.
We all need a map. And this deck became like my favorite one. I always I open the card for myself from this deck. Every morning I look, what I need to do this day, and it shows up. So what do we need to know? Question.
Okay, question. We've made a decision to change our podcast and change our direction. Well, not really change our direction. Our direction is the same, but we've made a decision to change the name of the podcast. And we want to know about the energy surrounding that move, that turning page. Well, look at there.
Oh, I have to tell you the story. Okay, let's do you cannot see what I'm doing because I don't have a camera. on my little table, but I'll show you the cards. So the question is, you want to know the energy about changing the name of the podcast, right?
Yes, and moving forward in this.
And moving forward, yes. How well podcast will do with the new name.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm opening 5 cards. First card is your question. The second card is the information that you already know available to you. You know that's what's going to happen. That's what I can anticipate. The third card is, I call it a blind spot card, something that you don't know yet. And the steps that you need to take on the short term and the long term to be successful.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. So your podcast comes as a peaks of joy.
Yay! Okay. Peaks of joy. Okay.
And she looks sad.
And, yeah, I like that. These cards are nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Peaks of joy. So it's also number 33, which is the master number.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
your podcast is already very successful. And what you do know already, so this card is the sacred pool.
Wow.
Look at this beautiful card.
Yes.
So beautiful.
The way I see it's like you already in the flow
Nice.
and in abundance of good things.
Yeah.
Yay.
I would
This
agree
is
with
good.
that. Yeah.
4733. We gotta remember these are gonna be our numbers for the
Lotto.
lotto.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna buy some lotto.
33, 47.
So information that you don't know is the card is Wizard of Awareness. That card says, see, the guy is he is contemplating, he is looking at things. So this is to be more observant,
Okay.
to kind of step back and maybe look at the bigger picture of your podcast. And what is it that you want to bring to people? What do you want them to know? What do you want to teach them? Or the word quality comes up for me. It's like you want to give your podcast a different quality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do. Yes. You're on.
Yeah.
You're so on right now. Yes. Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
And by stepping back a little bit and being more observant and more contemplative, more I would say deliberate in what you're delivering. That's what the card is about.
I like that. Yes.
So what steps you need to take?
Oh no.
Oh, don't laugh. See, I got me scared. Cleaning house. Oh.
Okay.
Look at that card though. That's interesting.
There's a lot
That
of
is
threes.
37, 3, 30. Okay.
Oh, so clean house, it kind of speaks on its own. So with New Year, clean the house,
Yeah.
Literally.
dust it.
I do like to clean.
I literally need to clean my house right now.
So, and those are short-term steps. So it's like soon.
Soon. Okay, tomorrow.
She says tomorrow. Oh, that's fine.
Procrastinate.
And what are your steps in a long term? So this is a very interesting card. It says stuck in mud.
Mm.
So in the future, you may sometimes feel like, oh my God, it's not going anywhere. However, it's an illusion, because if you look at the card and you see a little bird sitting on the top of the elephant who feels stuck? This is where you are at, even though it feels like it's heavy and, could be, but you have a 360-degree vision. You can see, you can feel, you can be unstuck. And I'm gonna read the description of this card.
Okay.
Because the cards come with guidebook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously.
Wow. That's interesting. It's so interesting because it's like connecting my brain to a lot of the things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it says. You are being invited, and I'm going to wear my glasses. Sorry about it.
That's fine.
Cute.
You are being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life.
Oh. Okay.
Becoming stuck in something, the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is the sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you even in a muddier place. So it's absorbing, it's clarity. Clarify your circumstances. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of mud. But for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you.
Oh, this is good.
So the way I see it
that gave me
is maybe sometimes you will feel that, it's not moving the way you want. Step and see the joy came twice and absorbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So absorbing what's going on, stepping back, and then getting into the new flow. And you do have flow because you have this sacred flow.
Yeah.
We have flow. And that opens me up to think about, like, I just sent her like a note online saying, like, I'm so thankful because it's officially been a year that we worked together and we have gotten a flow of things. I feel like she's way more comfortable. I'm way more comfortable. And so this just like really helps to sit my spirit in the right place, because I knew that it was important for us to find something that really defines us. And my mentor is the one that told me that we needed to focus on getting a new name. And he's been successful. He's been successful in so many different arenas. And so to be able to receive that type of mentorship and then get the backup from you, it's wonderful. It really, really makes me feel comfortable about going in the right direction. And I'm really excited about this year. I'm really thankful for you, Alla. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because we actually were talking about flow and hypnosis earlier as well. So it's kind of like a full circle.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe tapping it into a little bit more of your like spirituality as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I for sure think that we need to have you on the show again.
Yeah.
In the new season.
After we read her book.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want to read your book as well.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we have you here again. So once we like get in the flow,
right,
come back and like give us some more energy, because I really think that it's important to have a path. I've been expressing to her, like, we want to know who our audience is, be more directive. Just so everything you said, like, we want to know exactly who we're serving. What's their income? What do they like about, fitness? What don't they like about society? Like, we're really trying to hone in and niche our crowd. And I think that because of our past, we have so much more to offer that we've been kind of like stuff that you kind of throw away and you're like, I don't want nobody to know about that. But those things make you who you are. Yeah. And I'm so excited. I'm just like really interested to see like what the next move is, So
we'll find out. But what I can say, well, I'll send you a picture of the cards.
Okay.
So you can either post it somewhere or just keep it for yourself as a reminder what what the cards, what the universe tell you. That's not me. I'm just the information channeler. I just give you the information. It's the universe already sees your podcast and your combination, your energy together as a peaks of joy. And that's what I observe. Your guys having fun. So I'm sure that people who are watching you also having fun because they have this synergy around you. And the Sacred Pool is such a beautiful card that you're in the flow and clean the house and all is well.
We're gonna get on that too, because I think that that's another thing too. Like I think also that could be spiritually cleaning our own house too, because if we're gonna be giving information to people and we're helping them to step into their power, then we fully have to step into ours. So I really receive that clean the house a little differently now, because I understand that, I know that there's some things that I need to clean up if I'm writing my book. If I'm going to present to someone how you can get to a successful area, then I have to believe that I am that success as well. So that's very insightful. Thank you so much.
And you absolutely are. And by you demonstrating your own success to other people, and that what inspires other people to listen to you, to watch you, to follow what not necessarily what you went through, but how you went out.
Yes. And that's another thing for you. Right. Because she's like been such inspiration to me, because I know, you know what I'm saying? I know you. You know what I'm saying? And I know what she's gone through, and I just know that her story is going to help. When she tells her story, it's making me tear up now, but when you tell your story, you are going to save some lives. I'm telling you, because she's just, no pressure, not like that, but no, because I know I see the joy in you now, and I see you overcoming, any obstacle. And so this is just like a reiterance for all the success that we're both going to experience, but it's also time for us to just know, like, hey, like, you got this, like, you're so powerful, and you're an influence too to other people, even though we're not influencers.
Yeah, we don't want to be
we're not influencers, but we are an influence. So I'm thankful for you so much. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I had such a great time with you girls. And I'll be happy to come back, do more readings, talk about whatever is going on.
Yeah. All right. And what's coming forward for you in this new year? Are you writing another book, or are you doing workshops?
I forgot to share.
Yes.
I'm glad you asked.
That's our job.
Tell us everything.
So the second book with my name on as part of the group just was published on Amazon.
Oh, okay. So you're a double author now. Look at you.
Yes. I was a part of the writing class in Beverly Hills at Wallace Theater, and we had to write short stories for $300 words or less.
That's a lot.
300 words or less. That was the maximum requirement for the story. And the stories were from our life, something trouble, something of what I'm afraid of, or where I came from. So each of us had to write based on their own experience. And since I came from another country, my experience was definitely different from everybody else's experience. But then we decided to publish this book. Publish the stories. And it became a book that yesterday went on Amazon.
Oh, how funny.
So what's the title of that book?
It's Thursdays at 2.
Thursdays at 2.
Because we met on Thursdays at 2 o'clock.
I mean, that's perfect. That's a perfect title. I love that.
I love that.
Thursdays are always the days. I'm like, Alla, I think I need to add you to my friends list, because you do some really interesting things. I'm serious. Like, I want to be a part of these writing groups and go to these classes. Like, text me, girl. Don't leave me out.
Okay.
If you can do me a favor and let me know where we can find your book, give me some information. I will post it on the video as well, but go ahead and tell them where they can find you on Instagram or any of your social media.
My book is on Amazon. My book is on my website. My name is allakaluzhny.com is my website. You can also go to Balboa Press and find my book. Balboa Press is the publishing company. But I think the easiest is just to go to Amazon.
Amazon. Welcome back, you guys. We are here. I hope you like our predictions because as you see, it's going down. There's going to be some good stuff happening for the Elevate and Dominate podcast for the new year. And I wanted to take some time and get into what the power of being a dom really is. Like, to you, what are you? What power do you get from being that?
Thank you. Thanks for asking. I mean, first I just wanted to kind of set the tone because I remember when you first asked me this, I was like, how do I even explain this without, crossing any boundaries as to what it may mean for other people or people who are in the scene. But for me, I want to set the scene as like, if you just imagine every Thursday night, getting off of work, for us it was a gym, right? Going home, I would take a hot shower, then get out, and then I would go to, that side of my closet with all those little outfits that I bought a long time ago but never really used. And I got to pick them out, put on my makeup, get ready for the night. I'm just saying. And my night typically started at like 8:30, 9 p.m. on those nights. So that's the scene, right? So just imagine
I can imagine.
On a Thursday night.
I can imagine that, and I love that. I'm going to tell you because like, as a single mom and like being an empty nester, like I'm trying to tap into who that person is. Like, how am I changing to where I can just be, myself again, know? And this is the thing that is like, it's really been hitting me lately, like being by myself and going out into the open and seeing new things. Yeah. And now I'm open to that. Like I'm open to like putting on my little sexy outfit and going to the bar and sitting there, not to be harassed, not to be picked up, but for me to feel the power of it all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I love that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I feel like most women have something that they bought that maybe they have not worn yet, but you bought it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So unless you're going to go and recycle it and donate it to somebody.
That's right. She gave me this and look, I'm a rocket.
Hey. But you know what? You spent the money and you bought it for a reason and you felt sexy buying it, so why not put it on? That was one of the main things that I felt were so powerful because, as you know, I have an ottoman. I now have a whole chest of drawers. But, we are going to
explore that ottoman, y'all. This season, I'm going to be hitting you guys over the head with things to help you elevate your confidence.
Tell a girl.
I'm going to be hitting you over the head to help you with your confidence.
Oh my God.
And I am also, and this one here is you are so crazy.
You're welcome.
This one here is going to help you step into that full confidence.
Yes.
And that sexuality is a part of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're in touch with our masculine and our feminine.
Yeah.
Our sexual energy is the most creative energy, as you can learn from our last podcast when we spoke to May Tang about creative energy. That's sexual energy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just stored up. And ladies, it don't mean necessarily we're trying to get you to buy vibrators or anything like that. But hey, your power is connected to your inner being, how you feel about yourself. And this is about you connecting to your inner self. Damn it.
And I love, and like to expand on that, and I know I talked about it briefly earlier, is another power that I found within this realm is the boundaries. Walking into it, I was very nervous of like, a lot of people have that misconception of if you're a dominatrix or in the BDSM world, like you're fucking. No,
right.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I totally thought that.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that if that's where your boundary is. But mine was very, very strict. If you see me in a bikini, you're seeing more of me than what anyone ever saw in the dungeon. Mm-hmm. The magic of layers. Okay. But the point of what I'm trying to say is boundaries. The beautiful thing about that world is other people are coming to you for, to push boundaries. But you get to choose how far you want to go. And when you say no, within that realm, from my experience, no was listened to. And it's a beautiful thing. And that really translated into me with my training, me in my personal life, but just that word no, which I know is a huge thing right now out there, ladies.
Yes, it is.
And boys or whatever.
Yeah, all of us.
Exactly.
No is the hardest word for us all to say because we are people pleasers, as I said, and we want to step up and be like, I don't have the time to help you. I'm helping myself right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like this was like that element of confidence makes you understand the boundaries. Like, exactly. I don't know, from the movies I always seen, like when I speak to you, then you speak back to me. You know what I mean? When I see dominatrix or see a woman that's dominant, you don't speak unless, and that is something that for me, I haven't been in touch with. I'm kind of like, I am a people pleaser at times.
Absolutely.
But the last couple of years, I kind of realized that I need to be more of an individual. I'm stepping into a realm where I'm older. I want to be influential. I want to be an empowerment speaker and all of this stuff. And I can't step in there thinking, oh God, I'm not confident about myself. I got to step in there like, yo, I am the baddest bitch you've ever seen.
She is. And, and that's a beautiful thing too. Something else I wrote down was like, whatever your boundary is, if you are confident or looking for confidence, if you have some coyness, which is like what I had at the beginning, if you've got anger, humor, somebody wants it, someone respects it.
That's right.
And it's all out there. And you know what? If someone that you're around right now doesn't respect that part of you,
get rid of them.
They got to go. They got to go. They can't even pay to play. They just got to go.
That's right. I'm just excited that I'm quirky and complex, and I'm willing to share that, and that I have people that I can connect with like you.
Thank you. Yeah,
you're non-judgmental. My sister Bliss and my family, they're not they may be a little judgmental about this situation, but I don't really give a fuck. At this point, I am of a certain age, and I know that
21.
The decisions that I've made have got me to where I am, to my level of what success is, and I'm reaching for a higher height, and that don't mean that I have to involve everybody's circumstance. I don't have to involve their ideas of who I'm supposed to be for them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's stepping into your power in itself. That is something that over time, as I said with Alla, like my friend would tell me, "Oh, you're so powerful, you don't know it, but when you learn, you're, oh my God, watch out."
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like learning about yourself and being okay with it, and like really tacking onto it, not letting other people decide what it is. Another thing I found really amazing, and you actually mentioned this earlier, is that almost like that secret. Like I know it almost sounds negative when I say it like that, but I think it's healthy and actually very sexy to have secrets of your own. Like I lived my life within the BDSM world in the shadows, as I call it. Like, sometimes I'd have like a day session or whatever.
Right.
But it was so like sometimes I would leave the dungeon at 2 or 3 a.m. But you know what? Next day when I went into work during the daylight, I remember that feeling of walking in with that confidence, or someone saying, oh, like you're a little like sad today, and they wanted it. They wanted you to feel better. And I find that sexy, like holding on to my secret and sharing it with who I wanted to.
Yeah, because I didn't know. I didn't even know that you were that until you told me at the gym. I know. So actually, no, I'm lying. One of the other people told me, oh, Sam is into it, and I'm like, oh shit, me too. Let me talk to her. They thought I was gonna be like, oh, she nasty. I was like, oh shit, okay. And I was like, Sam, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Show me what's up. Like,
so this I actually didn't write down anywhere, but I don't know if you know this, but a couple people found out at the gym, like. Because they were searching. Okay, let's be honest. They were searching for some kind of dungeon to go to. And then they found me, and then they started to spread rumors. Right?
Oh, bad ones?
Well, just like that I was into it, and as we just discussed, like a lot of people assume that you are fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like you're a slut, and you're not.
So, and it really got to the point where I did become so uncomfortable that I was like, I either have to quit the dungeon, quit being Mistress Odessa, quit the gym, or
I'm so glad
step into my motherfucking power. And so what I would do is when anyone would bring it up, my response would be like, well, obviously you know this for some reason. And I was kind of cunty, bitchy. I was upfront about it. You can cut some of those words out. But
we didn't cut shit out.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? And my business fucking excelled after that.
Yo, wait a minute though. She had all of the older men in the gym wanting to train with her, and I was looking like, wait, this bitch is cleaning up. What is up? What is she doing? I was like, hey, take me to the dungeon.
Yeah.
I got there and I was like, you a thug, because I cannot do it. Like I cannot. Like I couldn't imagine it. But now that I'm getting older, No, I'm just playing. But I, you know what I do have? I have this yearn.
Tell me.
Because at one point there was some things that I went to a sex club with a friend and I never really shared that with anybody, but it was always something that I had that I was like, ooh, like nobody knows. I don't have that anymore. I don't have a secret. I literally be at home Fridays doing nothing.
Well, we got to get you out there.
So this is something that I want that little joke, inside joke, like you did that. Like, I can't believe you did that. That little thing really is that accelerator for me, like as far as my confidence. And it don't necessarily have to be nasty. I could wear a garter belt under a regular skirt and go to a bar and not take anyone home, or just sit there and have a conversation with someone and feel, like I can be whoever I want to be.
Exactly.
And I want that element of life again. I ain't got no kids at home. I don't have anyone at home to make me feel like shit when I get home. You know what I'm saying? When I stepped in, I went out last night and I ended up talking to a non-binary person last night, and we had the greatest conversation for 2.5 hours. I wanted to meet somebody, but boy, was I happy. I was so happy because I was like, I'm myself and they're their selves. You know what I mean?
You did meet somebody. We should bring them on.
We should.
Maybe we should bring them on.
We should. I'm going to, because they wanted to be in fitness, and it's crazy that we ended up talking for 2.5 hours because they were interested in being a trainer.
Oh my God,
great conversation.
Totally cut this out, but that's something I've really been interested in, is really learning about when you're non-binary or
transgender,
transitioning. Sorry. What kind of fitness can you go into? What makes you feel sexy? What gets you to your goals? I think that's a beautiful thing.
That's so interesting. We gotta have that, because I had a client, she's not non-binary, she's masculine presenting, and I feel like I was training her incorrectly. Like, I lost that client because they were getting an ass. And I was like, damn, I didn't know how to prevent that. Like, I should have pushed running more. You know what I mean? I should have pushed running so that you can dip it down and all that stuff. And it's something that, whenever I lose a client over stuff like that, I start to think damn,
I'm the same way.
I could have switched this training a different way and still have that client. But everything is a lesson. Everything is a lesson.
What? Because that happened, and now that we're talking about it, I'm so glad that we're on the same page. We're going to learn more about that. Let's bring that person on and discuss what's sexy for that individual.
Yes.
Because this is us discussing what we find sexy and what brings us into our power. But we want to learn about what brings other individuals, non-binary, female, male, identifying, whoever you are or whomever you want to be. We want to learn.
We want to learn. We want to be a part of your community. We want you to be a part of our community, because this is a community where we can share everything about ourselves, step into our power, and have somebody that supports us in our crazy ass decisions and our elevation decisions. Sometimes you don't. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you don't have those people that will support your decisions because you're doing something that's outside of things that they've never seen.
Yeah, and thank God, right? Thank God, because look at us. We did things outside of the norm.
I could have not done this, and I'm so happy that we did.
Yeah.
And I'm just really excited about what the season has to offer for us both.
Yes.
And I don't think we need to keep them a whole much longer.
No.
Because we got some work to do for this show.
Yes, we do.
And we just want you guys to join the family. So when you get a chance, take your time, go to the link in our bio. It is now Elevate and Domminate, no longer Trap Bootcamp Podcast. Hit that link, put in your email address and your information, and come join the family. Be a power mermaid. Merman, them, we.
Just a mer.
A merfucker. A merfucker. Come on and be a merfucker with us.
I love it.
I love it. So, with that said, Sam, do you have anything you want to add? Because, we got shit to do. We got some ads to do. We got a lot of shit to do, y'all.
I am just excited to begin the new year with, even going deeper into our role in this podcast and connecting with everyone. I know something that we kind of discussed to bring up today was I don't really get along with a lot of females, so I'm so grateful for you.
Man,
yeah,
girl.
it's
I'm
so hard
grateful
to find non-judgmental people, and I feel like we are really building our community now. We might have a hashtag called Power Mermaids, but we are very open-minded, and our conversations are just getting more open, and we really hope, if I can speak for both of us, that you guys come and just join us and join the conversation.
Yes.
Like, don't be shy. Even if you disagree with something, don't be rude.
Don't be rude because we ain't got time.
Will come out.
Oh, we stepping up this year. Don't play.
What'd you think?
And you know what? Exactly. And then, you know what I think that we will do too is we're going to go live a lot more often on these Friday nights. Grab a glass of wine, sit up and talk prior to getting ready to go out or whatever it is.
Get ready with us even.
Get ready with us. I think our Friday nights are going to be a little more exciting. Yes. I think it might be important for us to put our podcast out on a Friday. Just for those women that don't have shit to do. And you want to get sexy?
Maybe Thursday, and then we meet up with some of you bitches on
Friday because we ain't got shit to do.
Cheers, bitch. Yes.
Cheers.
Who doesn't want to hang out with her?
I'm saying.
I might be jealous, but.
No, you want to hang out with her too. This is crazy, okay? So I'm excited. I'm so excited. So this is going to be the last time we do this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, one more.
Because from here on out, our ending comment is going to be Dommenate. We're going to tell you to get that shit together. Yeah, for real. Like, ain't no place. So this is the end of the thing.
Yeah.
So for the last time, follow me, follow me, follow me. Thank you guys for joining us for the Tribe Bootcamp podcast. Peace. We will see you on Elevate and Dominate.
Bye.
Bye. To support the Tribe Bootcamp podcast, please rate, review, and subscribe. Leave a message on our Anchor page. We'd love to hear from you. Follow us on all social media platforms and share if you got the time. Just laying here in the sun, feeling the vibes. I'm the one. I'm so beautiful.